Yep, we got one.
I'm like that with pumpkin pie.
No, it's my first Marvel movie. Everyone's like, "Oh my god, you got to see a Marvel movie in theaters." So I'm like, "Okay, I'll go see Spider-Man."
Maybe they should have been in there because I have some opinions on why Georgia is in the playoffs. They should not be in the playoffs.
Oh my god!
Why should
Not
they?
you.
They just lost. Welcome to the Beer and Sports Podcast. I am your host, Josh Kimmel, Josh Kimmel OUS. With me is my good time buddy, my good friend. Ever since way back in the day when back when the Vikings choked against the Giants, way back then.
Why is that the first thing you're gonna bring up? Like, why is that what you have to reference?
I mean, if somebody asked me, what's your fondest memory of Dirtbag Dave? I'd say, remember that time we bet $20 on the Vikings?
I think it was
Giants
$10.
game?
I think it was $10.
Well, either way,
back in 2000, that was a lot. That was a lot of money back then.
It was a lot of money back then. Like, remember that time where we bet the game and then we worked together and you decided to quit and I never saw you for like 10 years.
That's the only reason I quit, so I didn't have to pay you $10.
Yeah, pretty much. I got that
money. And then we got back together on Facebook like 12 years later.
And I got my money. I promise you. I always collect my debts.
I paid my debt.
Just like a Lannister, right? You would be, honestly.
That's right.
If we were in that time zone, if we were in that era, you'd be a Lannister for sure, right? Like, you'd be the low end one, though.
They're the dirtbags, man.
That's you.
Yes, that's true. I mean Jamie, because he's pretty awesome.
Jamie's up there like high ranks. You'd be like the cousins, the nephews, like the people that are really associated with the Cersei side pieces when Jamie's not around.
Hey, you know what? That's okay. I'll probably should live. I would think I don't know. I'm still almost through season 7. So I don't know how it is yet. I'll let you know when I get there.
You've been on season 7
for like a year. Yeah, for like a year.
It's insane.
It's funny because we went. Where did we go? It was Buffalo, I think. And I watched like 2 or 3 episodes that weekend, like on the flights and stuff. And I was like, "Yo, this is getting good. I gotta watch the rest." And then, sure enough, I get home and I just don't.
I know. The challenge is on, MTV.
Yeah, the challenge. Fucking challenge is awesome, by the way. So
I'm sure it is. All right. You can find Viking Dave if you like this second-handed Lannister if you want on Twitter. Viking Dave 18. Not sure if he's banned yet. Couple times. What are we drinking tonight, Josh? Josh, I told you. TB12. I don't drink. I am a professional, as you see by the guns.
Look at this.
Yeah, water. Vodka.
Only good fuel for us. We gotta stay healthy over here.
Yeah, Josh, we got to keep our brains right. Unfortunately, I've announced many times that I'm not drinking this year, so taking.
You're not drinking for the whole year?
No,
I didn't. Well, I didn't know that, but good for you.
Did I drink it? Yeah, you know what? I told Josh I had one Michelob Ultra Seltzer, and I did tell Josh, and I told Bobby too. I was like, guys, I'm drinking too much tonight. Like, it's my first night. Probably won't do it again. And yeah, Josh, TB12 diet. That's me. Anyway, we're gonna get into the playoff previews of the AFC and NFC title game, and we'll talk a little bit about the games that happened this week. And we're also going to get into some dynasty fantasy football values because a lot of people don't know this. We used to host a fantasy show. Not sure where it is.
We occasionally still do, and we are the 2 best dynasty players that are in the world. So you should listen to us.
I will defer.
I'm number 1, then you're number 2.
I will say that, yes. You are number 1. You're probably the best dynasty player I've ever met in my life, and that's not even kidding. Give this man any roster, any orphan, anything. He will turn it around within 1 or 2 years and
just give me a little bit of time. Just give me a little time.
Multiple championships. I promise you, it sucks. I hate it. I hate playing in all these leagues with him because I'm always second fiddle. It's ridiculous. So, but first, before we get into fantasy, let's get into some game previews. I want to start in the AFC. Again, we have Kansas City and Cincinnati.
I love it.
Which is going to be I think I want to say the Super Bowl again, but
no way.
I don't know, man.
Dude, the NFC is, I think these are the 4 best teams along with Buffalo. I know you think Buffalo's underrated. Maybe they are. I don't know. But I still think those are the top 5 teams that were clearly the top 5 teams. And now we're down to the 4 best teams. And I think any of these teams could win the Super Bowl. That's my opinion. I think they're all really good. I think the Super Bowl is going to be awesome this year. I don't really see any bad matchups out of all 4 teams.
Neither do I. But if you're asking me who I'd want to see in the Super Bowl, which we're not there yet, It does not involve Brock Purdy in a 7th round draft pick. I don't like
You know
the
what's
story.
crazy?
I'm not buying the story. I hate it.
I am over it also. They're real too cocky. He thinks he's hot shit. He hasn't lost. But I hate Philadelphia. So fuck Philadelphia. I hope the 49ers
We're
go
not
to the Super
we're
Bowl
not
and
there yet.
lose.
That's why I saved that for last. We're not even there yet. We're on
Well, I'm
to
there yet.
Mahomes and Burrow. We all know, at least you know, people on the
Great
Finstock
matchup.
Network do not know that I was very hateful towards Joe Burrow. I was not a Joe Burrow fan. I thought
Yeah,
he was
you were. You were like, he's never gonna succeed. He's too cocky. And I was
yes.
like, dude, this guy is good.
I
And you
know.
need some of that in your quarterback. You need a little bit of that swagger.
I know. And I saw this comparison on Twitter today and I'm like, God dang it. He's right. Like he is the second coming of Tom Brady. As in he's got
He's
the
a stud,
focus,
man.
he's got the charisma, he's got the arrogance about him. He's got everything you
Yep.
want as your starting quarterback. He has everything.
100%.
And it's hey, when I'm wrong, I say I'm wrong, and I was 1,000% wrong on Joe Burrow, 1,000%.
It
On the other
happens.
hand, yeah, it happens. I mean, I'm right on a lot of players too, so it happens.
Yeah.
The other
We're
side,
all
you
gonna
have
be
Patrick
wrong
Mahomes.
sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, you were wrong on Josh Allen, and I was right on Josh Allen.
I don't know what you're talking about. I think Josh Allen's a stud. So
You do now, you didn't then, but
no, you're right. I didn't.
let's forget about that part. On the other side, you have Patrick Mahomes, basically the LeBron James of the NBA. He could win the MVP every year. He can win it for the next 10 years, and I wouldn't blink an eye. I think he's the best player, the best quarterback, but I think he's going to get that treatment where he's too good, so he won't win the
And they
MVP. So
stopped
give it to
giving it
someone
to him.
else.
Yeah.
Yep,
I
super
used to
annoying.
think coming into the year and even halfway through the year, most of the year, I was like, it's him and Josh Allen. And honestly, I had Josh Allen over him by a hair, but I changed my mind. Josh Allen he's awesome. I think he's still top 3, but he just turned the ball over a little bit too much. He's the I was talking to our buddy Adam about this. Yeah, he's like a lot like Favre, who he's awesome. He's gonna make so many awesome plays, and then he's gonna throw and make a dumb turnover, and you're like, bro, what are you doing? Um, like if he could just harness all of that and just make the good plays, he'd be unstoppable. But sometimes these guys get that big arm and they think they can just make every single throw, and they usually can, but then they make a couple of bad passes. But anyways, you're right. I think Mahomes is the 1A. He's the top guy. It doesn't seem like that's ever going to change. And even if he does, it's going to be up and down between him and Burrow and Allen and maybe Justin Herbert gets there one day. We'll see. But the AFC is stacked with its quarterbacks. Stacked with its quarterbacks. And Trevor Lawrence is going to be really, really good. I think Lamar's won an MVP. The AFC has some freaking good quarterbacks.
They do.
So,
The way I
but it's
see it,
Mahomes. You're right. He's the top guy.
the way I see it is you had Brady and Manning forever, and then you had Big Ben somewhere. Like he'd win, he'd be good always, right?
And then Rivers would be really good.
Of course. So
yep.
I'm glad you said that because it was my next. So obviously Brady's going to be the Burrow, who's going to win the most. I think when it's all said and done. I do. I really do.
How can you say that over Mahomes? You just said Mahomes is the best.
I know, but hold on. Mahomes, first off, what Mahomes did this year with nobody at receiver, Travis Kelce, that's it. Like you can't win Super Bowl in this era. In this era, look at all the teams in the playoffs. You have Debo Ayuk. You have T. Higgins Chase. You have Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown. And then over there in Kansas City, you have MVS and Kadarius Toney. And then Kelce, of course.
Okay, but you don't think that's going to change?
How can it change when he gets paid so? I'm not a cap expert.
Okay,
I don't
you can
understand
still
how that
draft
works.
somebody and have them for 5 years.
Yeah, but you're saying, oh yeah, let's hope it works out. Maybe we can get.
They're not going to go through his whole career with just guys.
Tom
like
pretty much
Marquez
did until he got
Valdes.
Hold on, Tom Brady pretty much did till he got Randy Moss.
Okay,
now,
so then what you're saying is that eventually Burrow's going to get a gazillion dollars, and they're not going to be able to keep chasing Higgins. And then Hurts is going to get his gazillion dollars, and they're not even going to keep A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith.
I just said, in this era we need this, and I think that Joe Burrow won't get the contract that Mahomes got. I don't think that's possible.
Yes, he will.
Are you serious?
What do you mean? Am I serious?
Are you serious? You think
the next quarterback that's going to get paid? Okay, Mahomes is what, 50 million or whatever. So he's going to get 45 million. Like, what's the difference? There's no difference. They're both getting gazillions of dollars. And
They
the
all
point
do
is, it's
make.
going to hurt the cap, like, no matter what. Like, you
Yeah,
can't keep A.J. Brown or you can't keep Chase is going to get a gazillion dollars, just like Justin Jefferson and Tyreek Hill and these guys. Like, it's quarterback and receiver duos right now are the hot thing. You know, you need them.
yep.
And Chase and Burrow are going to get paid. They're going to have to let go of T. Higgins, I would think, because they can't pay all three of those guys. So Higgins, who's really, really, really good, is going to have to go somewhere else, and they'll have to draft another guy and then see how good he is and draft another guy.
Dude,
But
I'm seeing a ton of T. Higgins rumors like, well, the Bears need to get him. This person needs, like, wait, he's still under contract till 2024. I don't know what people are talking about. Do you think Cincinnati makes this move now?
not now. They'd be dumb to do it now.
Not
Yeah,
now,
absolutely.
but like in the
In the
offseason?
year? No. I don't think so. I mean, unless you plan on drafting someone with, I guess maybe if you can get an A.J. Brown type deal where you get a first round pick and you can just replace him and you think it's that easy, maybe. But otherwise, I mean, yeah, he's still on his rookie contract, right? You got what, 2 years left, like you said. So I would let it play out, and then maybe as he's entering his last year, you trade him or something. You know, I don't know.
He was a second round pick, so I don't think he gets that fifth year.
Is he a second?
Yeah, he was pick 33 or something like that.
Oh, that's what it was. I was gonna say I thought he was late first, but you're right. Okay, so then he won't get the fifth year option.
Mm-hmm.
So
this
I
is it.
don't know.
Like the 2024 year is his contract year. So
Coming
it'd be
up.
smart if you follow the trends.
This is the time. Then you're right. I was thinking he had another year in him. Then if they are going to do it, it would be now probably because I don't think you can pay him because you're for sure going to pay Chase and you're for sure going to pay Burrow. So yeah, I guess now would be the time to do it if you're going to do it.
Right. All right. Back to this AFC title game because we've been mainly just talking about rosters. I think the defense of Cincinnati is kind of better than what you have over there in Kansas City, but I think Mahomes is too smart and too good to overcome this. Now, my question is, do you think Cincinnati will catch on to the game plan that Kelsey is his main target? Because I don't think any other NFL team could figure this out.
It doesn't. Sometimes it baffles me. I agree because you're like, he's got Kelsey. That's all he's got. It's like when the Vikings let opponents let Jefferson go for 180 yards, and it's like nobody else is catching the ball. Just double and triple team him. I don't get it. So it's the same thing with Kelsey. He's always open, but he's a mismatch for everybody. Mahomes is so good that he can spread it around, even to bums like MVS and I don't even know who else. Juju Smith-Schuster, like what I mean, like
Toney, baby.
Kadarius Toney. So like he finds guys. I'm sure teams are smart enough to try to take away Kelsey. It's just Kelsey's that good. So, I mean, I guess we'll see. I think it's going to be such a good game. I can't wait for both these games.
I watched, and Chris Collinsworth, we all know, going nuts, berserk for this guy, Mahomes, all right? Like, I do the same thing. I love Chris Collinsworth. I love Mahomes. But they had this play where Kelsey was blocking, and then all of a sudden he obviously stops blocking, turns around, catches the ball, scores a touchdown. He's like, oh, they communicate with their hips and their shoulders. How could it's like how in the earth did he find that guy wide open? Like that's the play. But then again, how do you defend that as a defender? Are you going to just seriously block?
He's not even looking at him. Yeah.
Yes. Are you just going to defend the guy who's blocking? It makes no sense. That's the cheat code with Travis Kelce. But on the other side, man, I don't see how these Kansas City corners can keep up with Chase and Higgins and Hurst when Hayden Hurst when he's on fire. And Joe Mixon,
good player.
And Joe Mixon's kind of an X factor. Yeah, you have McKinnon over there. He's a great, pass catcher, but Mixon could really take the life out of that defense.
He can if they can especially if they can get the run game going. And then you got the play action to Chase and Higgins and Tyler Boyd. We talk about Tyler Boyd, maybe the best number 3 receiver in the league, and like you said, Hayden Hurst, who's been like really good this season. They have weapons everywhere. I don't know how Kansas City's going to slow them down. But then again, it's the same with the opposite side. Like nobody slowed down Mahomes either. You know what I mean? So I don't know who to pick in this game. I think it's going to be an awesome game. And like I said, I think these are two best teams in the AFC right now. So I'm excited for it.
And we didn't even touch on the injury to Patrick Mahomes. I mean, he's going to play.
That's big.
They've already said he's big. It is too big. It's big. He's not going to be able to scramble around. He's not going to be able to make plays.
Yeah. What if he tweaks it? And because those things, oh man, high ankle sprains too. Well, all it takes is one guy to sack him, twist his leg. He's probably going to be out for the rest of the game.
Yeah.
And those guys are going to target that too.
Why wouldn't you?
Why wouldn't you? I would.
Yeah. I mean, I would tell my players too, like, don't be blatant about it, but make sure you get him.
If you hit him, make sure you hit him. Make sure he feels it.
Yeah,
100%.
exactly. So
100%.
I'm taking. It's time for picks because we're going to move on to the next game. But I'm taking Cincinnati in this game in a close one, just because of that injury. If Mahomes was 1,000% healthy, I'm rolling with my boy Mahomes. But just that injury is too big for me.
You know what's crazy is literally as we were talking about the injury, I was like, "Man, that might be the game changer." And I think I'm going to pick Cincinnati too because of that. Because if Mahomes can't fully run and move in the pocket and do all the things he wants to do, that makes him great. Obviously, besides his arm, then that could be a big time. You know, they already don't have a great running game. I mean, Pacheco and McKinnon, like you said, like they're okay. They're nothing special. Um, Man, that could be big time. I think I'm gonna go with Cincinnati
Yeah,
too.
I'm going Cincy. Let's
All
ride.
right.
Who day? Who day? Who day? Now, who
Yeah.
are they meeting in the Super Bowl? You have the Philadelphia Eagles, the team you love the least, and the San Francisco 49ers, which I just wish they would just die. Not as like people, but I'm tired of Brock Purdy. We already talked about it.
Yeah.
Tired of everything. I'm tired of the hype. I'm just tired of, is this the next Brady? I am already dreading the offseason of Lance or Purdy. Which one do we go with?
I
Over
hope
it.
they fuck that up and pick their own one. And next year, Purdy's like a piece of trash, and it's like, damn, we should have kept Trey Lance. You know, like I don't know if they'll trade him or not, but
I
there's
think they
definitely rumors about it.
I think they
Um,
keep both. But
I
anyway,
think they would be stupid to trade him. I think they should keep both and have a competition. Anyways, um, this is a good matchup as well. Two awesome defenses. Um, Purdy versus Hurts. I mean, this is Iowa State versus Oklahoma. That's all I've heard. They had a big matchup a couple of years ago in college. So I think Philly's really good. I hate to say it. I think they're awesome. But I feel like the 49ers are the best team in the league. They play such good defense. They have so many weapons on offense. Shanahan is so good at like drawing up these plays. I mean, think about it. Let's be real. Purdy's not doing anything special. He's not doing. Is he doing much more than Jimmy Garoppolo did? Maybe a little bit, but not much.
mm-mm.
And Trey Lance, I mean, I don't remember. I mean, he got hurt like second or third week, so it's really
Yeah,
early.
small sample
So
size.
so yeah, I don't even really know what he did, but the fact that they're winning all these games, it's not because of Purdy. It's because of Shanahan putting the rest of the team in the best position to make plays, which is what a great coach does, and the defense just being maybe the best in the league. So you put all that together, all Purdy has to do is come in. Oh, got Debo wide open. Let me throw it to him. Oh, Christian McCaffrey, hand it off to him. Like George Kittle, like Ayuk, all these guys, they have too many weapons. That's why I think they're the best team. Um, Even though I'm kind of over the Purdy thing too, I think they're still slightly better overall.
I am looking at the Eagles defense, and if they can fluster, I've been saying this since I know it's never going to end, and I'm going to say it until the day I die. If they
No,
can
he
fluster,
didn't. He looked average against the Cowboys, like
I know,
for sure.
I know he
So
did.
I agree with you completely that Philly can get to him and rattle him a little bit. That's how they win this game.
Yeah, they have to. He has to. They have to make him cause mistakes. And if you're looking at you bring up CMC, he's injured as well. He's
Mm-hmm.
injured as well. And if he's not 100%, and we talked about this earlier today, private conversation about CMC and that touchdown really saved his day. Other than that, CMC didn't do jack. It was because of the injury. But they have Eli Mitchell, and I love Eli Mitchell. And we
He's
all,
nicked up too, though.
I know
He has a calf injury.
that's the story of his career. That's
I
literally his
know.
whole life.
He's so good,
First
but
2 years.
God,
I
that
know.
kid can't stay healthy.
So if you can just get half of Eli and half of CMC, and you can just like, all right,
Put them
guys,
together.
put them together. Let's ride. I really think they're going to win this football game if they can get those two guys going. I think it rides on their ability to create space for CMC, Eli, for Debo and Ayuk. I really truly believe that. But if Purdy's getting hit and he plays average like he played against Dallas, which a lot of people don't want to hear that he played average,
I know he did,
they're going to lose. They're going to lose because Jalen
but
Hurts. But
San
Jalen
Francisco's
Hurts,
defense is
yes,
just as good as on the other side, and they can take away AJ Brown and these guys and make it a game, which I think it's going to be an awesome game. Um, so it's not going to be easy. I mean, I don't know. Philly had some struggles at the end of the season. Obviously, Hurts got hurt, but they looked good against the Giants. So we'll see, man. The 49ers defense is legit though too. So look what they did in Dallas. Dallas smoked the Bucks, and I get the Bucks aren't great, but they still have some weapons on offense. They still have Tom Brady, and then they just shut them down. They only scored 12 points. I mean, that's pretty good for Dallas.
I'm 1000% leaning Philadelphia here. I want you to. I know you've already made your case, but gosh, who would you rather see? in the
I'm
Super
going
Bowl.
for San Francisco. I think they're going to win. I'm going to pick San Francisco slightly. I want San Francisco to win because fuck Philly. Um, I just think Philadelphia fans don't deserve anything in their lifetimes. They should never deserve happiness ever. Nothing good should ever happen to anybody that's from Philadelphia.
That's so wrong. That's
Is it
so.
is it wrong
What?
or
What?
is it
What?
truthful?
Is it because they were just unlucky to be born in such a miserable town? Like,
Like
not
they're
everyone's
the worst
blessed.
people in. No, how are you? Like your entire fan base is just awful human beings. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. You don't know very many nice Eagles fans. They're all pieces of shit. Like they talk so much shit. I don't know. Just I think they're the worst human beings in the world, and I hope that they get. I hope they lose on like the worst play, like either like a bad call or a last second field goal, and it just crushes, it stings and it hurts, and they all cry, and I can just see nothing but Eagles fans crying all over the summer. That's what I want to see.
That'd be. I'd rather that happen in the Super Bowl, but okay.
I
I'll take
mean,
it
yeah,
in
no, I
another
just don't
game.
want them to get there and maybe win it. That's why. That's why I say that.
Here's what I want. Selfish reasons. I want Philadelphia to win. I want Brock Purdy to totally crap the bed,
Milk the
and I
hell.
want and only for one reason. I want chaos. I want 1000% chaos because it's not going to be if they lose, and Philadelphia just rolls them, and Purdy's like 1 touchdown, 3 interceptions, like total trash. We're going to hear some Tom Brady talk, and I'm here for some chaos. I really am, and I believe. I know you're shaking your head, oh, no. But
I don't
why
think
would
so.
why?
What you've proven you don't need Tom Brady. This is the third NFC Championship game they've been in the last 4
But
years.
if they
You
lose,
don't need Tom. Did you see Tom Brady this year?
yeah,
What's
with
he
the
gonna
bump.
do?
Well, you're telling me you would rather have your season in the hands of Brock Purdy or Trey Lance over Tom Brady with that team.
All I'm saying is, first of all, I don't know their cap situation, so I don't know how that is. You spent 3 first-round picks for Trey Lance. Is he good or is he a piece of shit? Like he's only had a year, not even a year. He played 2 games or something, whatever it was. So you don't even know what you got out of him. So Brady
I mean, come
wasn't
on.
good this year. Let's be honest. He wasn't that good.
He led the
I mean,
league.
yeah, I guess you can see Debo running wide open like Purdy can do, but Purdy's proven he can do that too. I feel like this system is more so than maybe any other system in the league, and the weapons that they have, has proven that you don't need a great quarterback. Like, sure, that you want Mahomes. Everyone wants Mahomes or Burrow or Josh Allen, but do you need to spend $20 million to bring in Tom Brady? I don't know if you need to. Maybe use that money on something else. Like, I don't know. I don't know.
Look, I'm with you, but I just want the chaos. That's all I want because it's
Okay,
going to
I
come
mean,
up.
I'm fine with that. That's fine. I don't. I don't know. That's
It's
easy.
just more. It's just
Super Bowl.
It's more fun for us in the off season because we won't have nothing to talk about. We need
Yeah, that's
Brady
true.
to
We got
spice things
lightning to
up.
talk about. We got hockey. That's all. That's what I'm here for.
We do. We have a game Saturday night. Super hype for it.
Hell yeah.
I don't know who are they playing. Who we playing?
LA.
Yeah, I don't care.
I
All
don't
right.
know.
So I'm picking the Eagles. You're taking the Niners. So to recap, I got Cincy and Eagles, and you have Cincy, right?
Yep.
And 49ers. All right.
Yep.
All right, cool. And next week, I will talk about who I think is going to win that matchup, and you probably won't be here. So
We'll see. Maybe I'll make a surprise visit. Who knows?
maybe you will. Well, let's get into some dynasty fantasy football because that's what we specialize in. We are dynasty psychopaths. How many leagues do you think we're in? I just want to say, like, how many leagues do you think you're in?
I'm in. I don't know, I counted it like dynasty, just dynasty.
Yeah, just dynasty.
Like close to 10, I think. I don't know.
Close to 10.
Maybe more.
I think I'm in like 14. So
yeah,
we
you
are.
Joined it. I was actually pretty good this offseason. You were just like joining leagues like crazy.
And this year, I'm not.
Yeah, I think I'm in like
leagues.
10-ish, maybe more, maybe less, but I don't know.
So I do want to talk some dynasty values because people are getting hyped about it. I've already seen a lot of rookie drafts. I've already seen a lot of startup drafts, which is idiotic. Stop it. You guys are idiots.
I know, like, can you like finish the season first? Like,
can we just breathe?
Can't you just watch the playoffs before you start doing these drafts? Like, I'm a dynasty like nerd also, like the degenerate. But I want to see the season end before I'm like hopping in another one. But hey, whatever. Let them do what they want.
Yep. Hey, if you're just tuning in with us, this is the Beer and Sports Podcast. I'm the host, Josh Kimmel OUS on Twitter. That's Viking Dave. We're about to break down some dynasty rankings or dynasty outlook for some certain players. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the alerts to see when we're here every Monday night, 8:15 p.m. on the East Coast. So Dave, we've already talked about him. But this is super flex, and it's Brock Purdy. And if you're lucky enough to get him on your team, maybe you scooped him up. Maybe, that's the way you had to do it. Are you holding? Are you selling? What are we doing with Brock Purdy in super flex league? I want everyone to know super flex leagues. If you don't know what that is, you're able to start a quarterback in your last flex option, as well as a running back, receiver, tight end. But quarterbacks,
you basically start 2 quarterbacks,
pretty
most
much.
likely. Yeah. So I think this, 1, depends on your team. 2, depends on what you can get back for him. Because what are you really getting? Like, are you giving up a first-round pick for Brock Purdy? No. Okay. So are you giving up a second-round pick? If I have a high second-round pick, no, still not. If I have Trey Lance on my team, that would maybe make me want to make a move. If I can get him cheap-ish. So that I don't know what's going to happen with this job. That's what's the thing is it's hard to say because he could be the backup. Easily be the backup next year,
Yes.
or he could be the starter and he's great for your team. He's worth the first round pick clearly. There's a lot going on with him. I'm probably going to hold him if I have him on my team unless I get a first. Like, I'm probably not trading him for anything but a first or a high to mid second, and that's even pushing it. Now, I'd probably trade him for like a high to mid second. Late second, I'm saying no. But otherwise, just hold him. He's a quarterback could have super high value. So why get rid of him for cheap? That doesn't make any sense.
So I am lucky to have him in one league where I don't really have many quarterbacks at all. I was kind of tanking this year. I have an offer out there because I believe I'm the opposite of you. I want to get rid fast. I want to just sell, get out of my mind. I don't think about it. Oh yeah, I traded him back in January, February. I don't want to, if it blows up my face, I don't want to remember it. I want to be like, oh yeah, that was that. Who cares? That's just the way how I operate. And I think
what are you trading him for? Like, think about that's what I'm saying.
Hold on, because what I'm doing is the hype is now. The hype is now. I truly believe his value will never be as high as it is now.
That could be 100% true. I would agree with that. You're in a package deal.
I sent out a couple offers
to
teams that don't have. I can run through them real quick. And a lot of them, like you already said, Purdy for any second round pick. I literally offered 6 teams for just any second round pick. I don't care. I'll take any person in the second round. And then this one guy who's been hyping up Purdy literally nonstop, I offered him. And you're gonna laugh, and I know it's out there, but I said it on Twitter. If you're in a dynasty superflex league, find the sucker because they're out there. They're out there.
Of course.
I traded Kadarius Toney for a first round pick twice, not just once. in the same league. In the same league.
How? I don't remember that. That's crazy.
Noob.
But how did you do him twice? Like, I don't remember that. I know you traded him to AJ once.
And then I did it again to someone else this year.
But how did you get him back?
I bought him for like a second.
And then you traded him for a first again?
Yeah.
How did that happen?
Because he got traded to the Chiefs at that time. And then
you traded to Adam or somebody, didn't you?
I forgot who it was, but it was hilarious. Yeah. So just try to find the sucker. That's all you need. There's one sucker. So I offered Brock Purdy in a super flex for 2.04, which is already too much, and Rachaad White. But Rachaad White's is running back 5. So I'm thinking he's like, oh, I don't have a quarterback. You gotta just look. They might be bad.
First of all, I would take Rachaad White straight up.
Of course I would, because that's the next thing is you got to overshoot your shot in fantasy.
Oh, 100%. I'm with you on that.
When he says no, we go, okay, well, I'll just take Rachaad White. I mean, I say, well, Purdy's a quarterback, super flex. He's worth both these guys, but I'll just take White. Make them think they're winning the deal. So that's my next step.
I'm with you on that.
Trade.
I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
Another good idea would be to add him to, like, say you have 2.7 and you say, I want to get a late first or an early second.
Like 1.9.
That deal. Yeah. And someone, especially if they have any kind of a need for a quarterback, that's not a bad deal.
Yes, and I'm only dealing with this with Purdy right now because of how I don't know, man. That situation sucks. Another quarterback I want to talk about is popular on this network, Tua. I just traded for him in a league. I don't know what to think about Tua. That's why I'm asking you because I know we spoke about it, but
Are we sure he has a brain right now? That would be my
I
question.
think he has a brain. I just don't think it's 100%.
So is it working correctly?
I,
Um,
man, it's hard.
he, he's the whole off season. He's gonna be fine. I don't have too much issue with him. I mean, hopefully it's not like a recurring thing, and he has 3 more next year, and he has to retire because of it. But otherwise, hopefully it was just bad luck this year, and something like that doesn't happen again. I know there was one time where he got fucking slammed on the ground like a wrestler, like a DDT or something. And the last one, it didn't even look like he got hurt really. So hopefully it's nothing much. I mean, it's a serious thing. I get that, but hopefully it's not a recurring thing. He's got the whole off season. Like the season's over now. If you can get him cheap, I would definitely get him cheap if I could. Um, cheap-ish. I mean, I don't know if anybody's gonna give him away, but if someone's down on him because of that, I would try to get him. Sure.
So you can say without the injuries, if he has Tyreek and Waddle and all these weapons, he's worth 2 firsts because he's a quarterback in a super flex league. We only
Yeah,
talk about
because he
super flex.
wasn't he a top
Top 5.
10
He was,
at least?
he was up
I
there.
was saying, I think he was higher than that. Yeah.
So cheap to me, I'm buying him for not any first round pick, but like 107 down. I think that's where my
Oh, for
cutoff
sure.
is.
You know what? I got a bunch of picks in one of my leagues. I should just go offer one of them for Tua. That's a good idea, actually.
Guess who has
Yeah,
Tua? Guess who has Tua? And
oh,
guess who was
fucking
looking at your
you.
roster last
Of
night?
course, of course.
Yeah, I got Kyler too. Come at me. Kyler's worth 2.
Oh, that's right. I need a quarterback in that league too. Hit me up.
Yeah, I know.
Um,
So Kyler's worth 2. Tua is worth 1. Just let you know.
all right.
When you come,
I'll
and don't be
take Tua
adding
for
no
one.
thirds. Don't be adding no
I,
thirds.
I
Don't be
got
adding
3 firsts.
no.
So I'll give you one for Tua right now. Let's do it. Live on their deal. We've done it
Let's do it.
before.
We've done it before.
We've
Send
done
it
it
over.
before.
I'll accept right now. No,
All right.
no, don't do that. I don't want to be taken advantage of right now. But Tua to me, I think nothing changes in this offense except for they get a better running back. I'm hoping for one, like they just take his safety into consideration and get this man some help, as in like do everything possible to make him healthy. That's it. Because I do think he's going to be I think he's going to be a value in startup drafts. He's going to be a value. He's going to go behind Fields. He's going to go behind.
Yeah, and I probably would take him
He's
behind Fields.
oh, Fields had 2.
I hate
Look,
Fields,
look.
but he's great for fantasy.
I love Fields, but the problem is if you look at his freaking game log, he had like 3 amazing games in a row against 3 shitty, just terrible.
No,
Yes,
he was good all year.
But go look at his really good games were against
Okay,
like
so he had a couple of like
Lions,
off the charts ones, which is
and
great.
that's what blew him up. Other than that, he was
But
like 20 points a game. If I want 20 points a game, I'll go to Kirk Cousins.
No, Fields was awesome.
Fields
was awesome.
I know.
For fantasy, he was awesome.
I know he was. I'm just really pissed off about his ADP apparently is 1.07.
Oh, I know. First of all, that's high, but and at this point, I've always said he'll be out of the league in 2 years. But with as many terrible quarterbacks as there are out there, somebody's going to pay. We'll take him, even if the Bears are like, this guy can't throw. Someone else will be like, oh, we can do it, and he'll get another job. He'll get another job just because he is so dynamic with his legs. You know what I mean? Like someone. Yeah. So he's not going anywhere for a while. So
and you look at someone like Terrell Pryor who had that fire year. I'm not saying that he's Terrell Pryor, but I'm saying people were giving up assets to acquire Terrell Pryor, and he was pretty much nothing the next year. In the year after that, in the year after that, in the year after that. I'm just saying, I don't like buying these players that have their one-off. I don't like overdrafting them whenever they have their one-off year. And I'm not saying that he had a one-off year. I'm just saying he had a half a season where he was great, and he had a half a season where he was kind of average. So, I don't know. We'll see if we can get some weapons over there. Let's shift our focus from quarterbacks over to the running back position. Actually, you know what? Let's go to the receiver position. Jacoby Myers, free agent. Over there in New England. You know me. I love my Jacoby Myers. I've been riding him for 2 years in our guillotine leagues. He's like one of my favorite. Yeah, he's one of my favorite targets. If he does not re-sign with New England, first off, let's get that out of the way. Where do you want him to go?
His best spot is probably staying in New England.
I think so too.
People are going to think a spot like Chicago or something that's a good spot. I don't think that is. He's not a number one. He's proven he's not a number one. He's a very, very good player. He's a very solid number two. I think we talked about this like a couple weeks ago. I would love to see him in Minnesota as the number two with Jefferson. What? Are you kidding me? Some place like that where they have an established number one and he can come in and just scoop up all the extra targets and be one-on-one all day long because you're not like, you're not game planning for Jacoby Myers because you're game planning for whoever the other guy is, and he's just always going to be open because he is a really good player, and he's underrated. So some place like that, I don't know many off the top of my head, but places like Minnesota where he could just be like the perfect number two. I can't think of anybody off the top of my head at all, but so someplace like that. If he goes to a place where he's the number one, like in Chicago, I won't own him. I don't have no interest in him. Some place, I don't know. Chicago comes to my mind,
I don't want to see him in Green Bay. I don't want to see him in Chicago. I don't want to see him. I honestly don't want to see him in New England again, although he knows that offense. I want to see him where he can actually just be the number two, like you said, have a solid like 80 catch, 1,000-yard season. I don't want to see him in the Giants. I don't want to see him somewhere where he is the number one reliable person. Not even Kansas City. I don't want to see him in Kansas City either. I think the perfect spot for him, like you said, Minnesota. Another perfect spot I can see if they get rid of Higgins. Right there. Slot him into Cincinnati. That'd be a great spot for him. He can go right. Boyd's getting a little bit older. He can take that role over. Him and Chase. That would be magic with Joe Burrow. For Dynasty though.
Oh, another place. Great place. Buffalo. Honestly. He'd be great next to Diggs. They
have Jerry Rice. I mean, they have Gabe Davis.
Nope, Gabe Davis ain't it.
I heard he's the best. I heard he's the best receiver of all time. I heard he's gonna have. I wish I had Adam's numbers in front of me.
I forgot about that bet that they made. I forgot all about that bet. I don't even know what his final stats were, but
apparently he was gonna have 113 catches, 1,500 yards, 13 touchdowns,
like 85 catches, like 1,200 yards, and like 13 touchdowns. But Myers would be a very good number two to Diggs there in Buffalo because they do pass a lot. So that'd actually be a really good spot for him. So places like that, though.
Now, for Dynasty, in a startup, I know he's not going to be in your top 12. Is he going to land in your top 24 receivers? I know it depends on the landing spot, but in a vacuum, Myers. Is he a top 24 Dynasty receiver?
Well, maybe. I don't know. First of all, how old is he?
26 years old.
I don't think anybody's taking him as a top 24. Even he's one of those guys that, even though he might produce like that, because he usually does very solid, no one's drafting him as a top 24 receiver. You're just not. And I don't see anything. I don't see that changing. Yeah, he is. He's always a steal. He'll be a really good, like, you get him as your third or sometimes even your fourth receiver because nobody wants him. And then he just puts up solid numbers every single week.
See, the thing is like I'm looking at the stats right now. In 2022, in 14 games, he had 95 targets, 67 catches, 803 yards.
That's nothing special.
Touchdowns. Nothing special. He averaged.
But when he played, he was good.
I know he averaged 12.9 points per game, which is you want a little bit more. But like if he goes to someone that's with Mac Jones,
points per game. Like if I'm getting 13 points per game from my like wide receiver 3, and the thing is he wasn't rarely getting like just shit games. He was always getting like 5 for 70, like what I mean, like 6 for 60, and like I'll take that. He's not crapping on me, and he's probably very rarely going to get like a 30-point game, but I don't need that because I've got whoever my top 2 guys are, so he's just solid.
I'm taking. I know we didn't even talk about this. Brock Purdy, Jacoby Myers, straight up. Which side are you taking? That's tough, man.
Purdy. You got to take the quarterback over I think he's a good player, but over an average wide receiver, yeah, you do. You have to take Purdy.
I think it obviously depends on situation, but I think I'm taking Myers because I think in the long run, he has a job. We don't know what Brock Purdy's going to do.
Okay, and yes, you're right. He has a job. He's going to be your number 3 receiver. Okay, cool. But that's not winning you a league. What might win you a league is Brock Purdy being a starting quarterback for the San Francisco 49ers. That might win you the league. That's why I'm taking Purdy. Yeah, and he's young. What if he is the next Tom Brady for 20 years? He's awesome. I mean, he's not. We get that, but like, there's no reason why. Again, the league is filled with shit quarterbacks. He's proven that he can play, even if it's just in a great system. He's gonna probably get, even if he doesn't win the job, he'll either get traded or he'll be a starter in 4 years from now, like Jordan Love, whoever, whatever. So, worst case scenario, you got a starting quarterback for a year or two or whatever. I just feel like, yeah, Myers is a solid player and you got something, but it's like, okay, like I might get my wide receiver 3 who I can replace with the next guy who's my wide receiver 3 easily. Or, okay, maybe I don't get anything out of Purdy. Maybe he never starts again in his life, but maybe he does, and maybe he's awesome. And that's what's going to win you leagues. So
That's
that's
why
what I'm
he's
thinking.
the best in the damn business. I'm telling you,
Sorry.
that's why he's the best in the business. We
Big
got
brain
about
in here.
it is a big brain. 2 minutes or less. 2 minutes or less. TJ Hawkinson, the only
quick.
tight end we're going to talk about. Kelsey,
Number 2.
Andrew. You
He's my
stepped
number
on
2
my
tight end.
question. He's your number 2.
He's my number 2 tight end.
He's above Pitts. He's above Kittle. He's above Andrews. He's above not Kelsey.
He's above Andrews.
Okay.
He's a short term. Kittle might be better, and Andrews might be better, but Andrews isn't old either. I don't know, dude. Andrews has had. Let's be real. Andrews had one awesome season, and even this year, he was pretty freaking average.
Sucked this year. Sucked.
Okay, like I think Kittle is awesome. He can't always stay healthy. Pitts, oh my God, don't get me started on Pitts. Don't get me started on Pitts. He's got the potential to be fucking the best ever, and I don't understand it. Oh, like the value wise, I'm taking Pitts because everyone still loves Pitts. But in real life, I want Hawkinson. Look what he did in the second half of the season. I think I know he was number 2 in targets, catches, yards, all of that stuff for tight ends. And I think like fourth, fifth touchdown or something. The Vikings, now things could change, and I hope they do because we do need a receiver. But even still, I don't see it changing that much to where Hawkinson was a big part of the offense. He came in, immediately took over the number 2 job, which I think everyone knows it's because Thielen and Osborne ain't it. And even if you do get a rookie in there who's awesome, you still need – look, I mean, we've just – how many times – Philadelphia, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Dallas Goedert, Cincinnati, Hurst is really, really good. Like, there's lots of teams that have these new to age offenses are all about throwing. So, would I draft him number 2? I don't think you have to draft him number 2. What I want him as my number 2. In a redraft, I'm taking Hawkinson number 2 easily. Dynasty, yeah, that's different because of age and all that stuff. But Hawkins is not old, and he's a huge part of the offense. So right now, it'd be hard for me to take somebody else over him. I mean, who would you take over him right now?
I'm taking Kelsey. I'm taking Pitts.
Obviously, Kelsey.
I'm taking
and I'm fine with Pitts because
the upside of Pitts.
The upside is crazy good. I get that. Okay. Do you really want Kittle and his injuries?
No.
Do you want Andrews and his inconsistency?
Hold on. Let me tell you about Andrews right now because I was going to bring this up. I was planning this huge thing about Mark Andrews being a complete bum this year.
Yeah.
Number 1 overall over tight ends on target share, 29%. Number 1, think about that. 29% of the Ravens targets went to Mark Andrews.
It's crazy.
He is number 1 in air yards on tight ends, number 2 on air yards per share, so like 31.5%, which is Kelsey's number 1 right there. Number 5 on deep targets. Look, he's top 5 in every single category. He had 7 single-digit weeks. 7.
This is 100% why analytics is bullshit. You just named off every stat. The stats that you just named off he should be up there. He should have had 1,300 yards, right?
Yep.
He's number 1 in this. He's number 2 in this. He's number 2 in this. He's number 30% target share. This is what we sound like all these idiots on the internet right now. And what you just said, he had how many single-digit target games?
7.
That's my point. I don't care how many targets you get. If you don't do anything with them, it doesn't matter, right? Like, who cares?
No, I agree. No, I agree. That's why I think I'm taking Hawkinson over him, which is sad at this point. But I just don't know what to do with the tight end position. It's Kelsey, Pitts, and I don't care about anyone else. I really don't. Pitts, I only care about because I think he is a cheat code, and I think he'll be unlocked. He has to be unlocked. He has to be unlocked eventually. It's gonna happen.
We hope. Yeah.
All right. 1 minute or less. Top 5 dynasty running backs. Let's go. We got to get this going.
Who's your number 1 on here?
All right, my number 1. I'll give you my number 1. If I'm picking today, number 1 dynasty running back overall, I'm still going Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah.
He's still young. Great offense, or not great offense, but we saw what he can do. He was hurt all year. That injury is going to bump him down to people, but I still think, just like CMC, and I've been saying this all season long. How many times I sarcastically say, y'all better label JT as injury prone, just like you did CMC. I think he's still number one. I think he comes back strong next year. He won't be the number one, but he's still going to be in that conversation.
All right. I'm going to give you JT slightly. I will say number one. Who's your number two? This is what I want to know. I know who my number two is.
I'm going to get some slack, and I don't give a fuck. Because I play in 3-year windows. And if I'm...
then I know who you might go with then.
You know who I'm going with. I'm going with the OG. I'm going with CMC. I think CMC still holds that value because he's going to... How many... Dave, when we went to the Scott Fishbowl draft, somebody, I'll never forget this because it's the best day of my life. Someone said, "Hey, that's the CMC guy." And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm the CMC guy." But I think he's too valuable to discount. He's not dead. He's not dead. And
how many times we talked about second-year contract guys and all of this?
It doesn't matter. He's got a new life in San Francisco. As long as you can catch the ball, and be productive and score touchdowns, you will be a top 5, top 8.
So you're saying you would trade the 101 for CMC straight up?
No.
That's my point. This is exactly my point why the number 2 is Bijan Robinson. He's younger by I don't even know how many years. Mm-hmm. And yeah, you're right. CMC might have maybe I can't say it. There's no way. Because before the season, we were out on CMC Dynasty.
I wasn't.
We were. Yes, we in Dynasty, we were like, it's time to sell him. We both said that. You literally traded him for Jonathan Taylor.
I did. I traded him for Jonathan Taylor.
JT was the number 1, so I'll give you that. It was a good value. It was a good value trade. But I can't take CMC. Not at number 2, but he's probably in my number 3.
Okay. Well, here's where I'll have Bijan number 3.
Okay. I would say CMC slightly. And then my number 4, because this is I have it between these two guys, is him and Saquon. Those are my 3 and 4.
Who's him? What do you mean?
CMC and Saquon are my 3 and 4 guys.
Saquon's on my top 5, and I know not that I'm a hater. Hold on, hear me out, because we've talked about Saquon all of our life. It feels like he proved me wrong this year. He was explosive. He was awesome. I love Saquon Barkley. But I think he's more injury prone than CMC. And I think that if I'm taking anyone right now, I'm taking Breece Hall over him because if
I completely forgot about Breece Hall. I fucking love Breece Hall.
Yes.
I'll put him at number 5 then. But I will take Saquon. I could take Breece over Saquon. I don't know how you can have Saquon out of the top 5 though.
And
who else do you have?
My number 5?
Yeah.
My number 5, I mean, this one's a toss-up for me because I really struggled. Saquon, I've talked about him.
There's got to be somebody else I'm missing then, maybe.
So. Is there?
Maybe. I don't know. You tell me.
I really like. I know you're going to hate on me for this.
It's got to be like a second-year guy I'm thinking.
I really, really like Kenneth Walker. I think Kenneth Walker
he's really, really
amazing.
Good.
I think Kenneth Walker is amazing. I think he's a very good talent, underrated because he's in Seattle. I want to see what happens when he gets the full year. New offense, not new offense, but just a fresh year from the start, day 1 starter, not behind Rashad Penny, because I feel like a full offseason of number 1 reps and all this stuff will really unlock him to get that next level. I love Kenneth Walker. Walker.
Okay, I don't hate that. I'll give you that one. That's fine. That's fine. I think you're right. He is underrated because he's in Seattle. I think I underrate him because he's in Seattle. But I'm okay with that because he is really good. I knew there was like another young guy I was thinking about that was probably like that I couldn't think of at the time. Breece Hall I do like a lot. So okay, all right. I mean,
all right.
I don't know how you can have Saquon much farther than that.
Hey,
though. Like
we have all offseason to talk this. We'll have you back on. We'll talk dynasty rankings. We'll talk redraft rankings. We'll talk all kinds of nonsense. If you're still here, please don't forget to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and alert because every Monday night we're here 8:15 p.m. on the East Coast. Again, follow us on Twitter, Josh Kimmel LUS. That's at Viking Dave 18. Dave, it's been awesome. Are we gonna get our show back together, like our show?
I don't know what we're gonna do. We'll talk.
Are you actually gonna stop being lazy as shit and just do something?
First of all, I'm sorry I have a life. I have a real life and I work a lot. Sorry.
Oh, I work a lot. Look at me, I have a job.
I have an hour and a half drive. You used to roll out of bed and you're at work. So I don't want to hear it.
Hey guys, thanks for joining us. I hope you loved us. Hey Bobby, hit my music.
See ya.